Hey buddies, so we have just completed Call of Duty Black Ops 2 and I wanted to give you a debrief. I guess I never did a first impressions video on it. If I had, it would have been something along the lines of "Wah, meh, I love it" and stuff like that. But this is the debrief and the sentiment is mostly the same. It's an awesome game. It's pretty badass. All the way through, the story is pretty rock your socks off. A lot better than Modern Warfare 3. That's because Black Ops tends to be the story-driven, more like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's like really engaging. Becky, from beginning to end, was like right into it. She loved it. The characters are awesome. Woods was really awesome as his old self, sitting in what it seems to be like a hospital or something like a safe house, because good and bad guys are seeking him out because of all the history. So like the story keeps on going back and forth between Woods and Mason Senior, way back in '89, and to the future, where all the fallout of what happened back then is happening now. All because they pissed off this one guy, Menendez. So Mason ends up like in he's the dad of the main character in the future times, and he was killed under mysterious circumstances. And the whole thing is about unraveling that past story and figuring out what happened and what went down back in a number of places, just like most Call of Duty games. It's all over the map. Peru, Haiti at one point. It goes to the Panama Canal was an awesome part. But you're all over the place. There's all sort of nations involved. I was confused as heck from beginning to end, and that's the hallmark of the Call of Duty Black Ops series, I think, now, is that a storyline so convoluted, but yet somehow, I guess it's a sort of indicative that it's an engaging story, that even though I'm confused as heck as to what's going on, I'm still like really into it. I know that something crazy's happening, and you know, I'm not that confused. I understand the characters and I understand the interactions between them. I'm just not always sure of the motives or the overarching political ramifications and motivations of that stuff around them. Like, they're like, you know, they'll go into this place like, and they're like, things are really sticky here right now because of the warlord that runs the place is being ousted by somebody that the CIA has put in place or something. And it's like, you know, this has something to do with real history too. And you're like, this is really intriguing because I'm sure they did their homework and made this, like, they sort of write a fiction around reality that's really interesting. And I guess any like sort of modern thriller, CIA secret agent type thrillers have like Tom Clancy type stuff. So the story was awesome. I guess that the gameplay was awesome. It's your typical first-person shooter, except it's got, you know, this future tech peppered throughout. So you're playing with all these weapons that are, some of them existing. You got drones and you got little doggies that run around that you control with miniguns on top of them. And it's cool because I know from seeing some documentaries that some of this stuff exists and some of this stuff is going to exist eventually. So it's fun to see their sort of take on their educated guesses as to what weapons of the next couple decades are going to look like. So it was a blast all the way through. They had some really creative levels in there. It's not just your typical first-person shooter the entire time. There's breaks in the action where you're, you know, I was surprised to see like sort of a covert spy bit where you went into sort of among the public place, this vacation resort. I guess for a minute there, I thought it was going to be kind of like No Russian, where they were going to force you to kill some people or something, like innocent people, which I don't know if you should play that same card twice. Though I have nothing wrong, that's another vlog, but I had nothing wrong with the first No Russian level, the infamous one. So the only, like, I guess really the big shame out of the game was that we had two major glitches. One, before the game even began, just after the update, the whole system freezes, and people in the chat room said it happened for them too. So it's this major freeze after updating your game. You have to hard boot the system. And then we had one final major glitch, which was at the very end, just as our ending cinematic played, and this one is just horrible because the story, the ending is tailored custom to your choices in the game. So we're ready to watch our ending based on the choices we made, and it froze right on the director's name, which was just beautiful because, you know, if anybody's responsible for glitches in the game, it's the top banana, right? So we had to hard boot, and if we wanted to see our ending, we would have had to play that entire last 30-minute level again. We didn't. We ended up watching, somebody helped us find our ending on YouTube, and we just watched it there. So that was a shame because it's an otherwise really solid game. Glitches just continue to bring down AAA titles in my eyes. I don't know why it's okay to have major glitches in games. If budgets are just being taken away from playtesting, or if they just ship games with major glitches because they know that the public will accept them, which they do. They vote with their wallet and they continue to buy them. So anyways, getting past that, it's funny to always remember that this game, despite having an amazing story that is probably worth, you know, by standards of video games how they are right now, $60. Like, I've paid $60 for shorter campaigns. On top of that, you have the whole zombie mode, which a lot of people consider to be its own game in itself, like a separate experience that, you know, some people say they would buy even if it didn't have the campaign or any of the other stuff. They just buy the zombie game. And we have yet to really get into the nitty-gritty of that, so I don't have much to say about it besides the first one was pretty cool. And then, of course, you have all the multiplayer aspect of FPS bros on bros action. And I guess that's Call of Duty Black Ops advice. Buy it if you haven't played through the story yet, or if you still feel like you'd like to go through and make some different choices than what we made. The reason I say that is because even though it's $60, Call of Duty is a series, like Halo, or there's a few others out there like this, where if you buy it, you're almost guaranteed that you can resell it for like maybe $10 less because it stays in demand, because there's so much multiplayer reusability. If you get like an extra content code with it, just don't use it so you can like increase its resale value as well. So that the person buying it from you doesn't have to rebuy whatever component you have to buy. I don't know how that works with this game, but so because it's so easy to resell games like this, these major sought-after titles, there's not much reason not to buy it if you can spare $60 for a week, because you're going to get most of that back on Craigslist or eBay. And that's it. Call of Duty Black Ops. Can't wait for the next one. I hope there's a little bit more AC/DC in there next time. I was feeling like I was missing a few of those rock out moments that we had in the first Black Ops game. Today I might collect the codex pages for Assassin's Creed 2. We canceled our main show today because I said that I would have to have collected the codex pages by now. I didn't. I might do a Video Games Lonesome and just collect them with the chat maybe helping me along on the way. If you behave yourselves and help me out. Don't troll old Frash. He can only take so much. I love you, and I'll see you later. Friday, PlayStation All-Stars, and Saturday, Walking Dead. Remember it.